Gotcha.
もしもし、
おい、
お前ヒグマムか。誰だい。俺はモンキー D ルフィ、海賊王になる男だ。モンキー D？ ああ、ガープの孫かい。思い出した。おう、待ってろ。俺もお前に用ができた。お前なんかに危なくて預けられねえ。新世界でお前をぶっ飛ばして巨人島は俺の縄張りにするからな。
What is up, guys? We are back with another One Piece Noob reviews, and this time we are covering Whole Cake Island. Yes, the 30th arc in One Piece. You guys know how it works by now. Missed the One Piece Noob reviews, and I interview him about the arc and what went down there, covering the key topics, you know, main things that happened within the arc itself, and we just talk about it, right? So, Mist, man, how are you doing, and are you ready to talk about Whole Cake Island?
How's it going? I'm more than excited to talk about Whole Cake Island. I'm really excited, you know, One Piece finally getting there, finally reaching that land. I'm almost there, you know, this hype within me just cannot be contained, you know. I'm really excited.
Yes, man, you are almost there, almost at the borders of Wano, right? You're right there, you're about to enter, but right, this is the stop before you get there. So anyways, man, you know how it goes by now. You give us your short, quick, and sweet review of the arc, and then we head into the questions, man. So the floor is all yours.
My word. That arc was something else, if I'm honest. I mean, the last time I experienced an arc that good, or full of twists, was Water 7. I remember Water 7. That left me shattered. That left me with a lot of questions, and there were a lot of twists happening there. I wasn't comfortable with, especially, you know, what's this guy's name? Kaku and Khalifa and Rob Lucci, you know, and Bruno. How can I forget Bruno? Just those twists alone in Water 7 just like blew me out of the park. And now Whole Cake Island just blows you out of the park again. And must I say, I've completely lost faith in women from now onwards. I've completely lost faith in women. But yes, overall the arc was amazing. I loved it. From the start we met like new people, of course, new characters. I was glad to see that we met some of SANJI'S family. Going through the whole arc itself, we met a lot of new people. We got some backstories, which was really awesome, really cool. I finally saw Panda Man there too. And you know, just like the Straw Hats in action in general, and just what happened in that arc. It was really good. It was good. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I would be lying if I said I didn't like that arc.
You know, you mentioned Panda Man. I think I'm the only, you know, person who watches or reads One Piece that does not notice Panda Man. Like, you are the first person that made me actually realize that there's something called Panda Man. I don't know what's going on with Panda Man. But anyways, yeah, man, it was a really different arc, as you said. You know, one of Oda's arcs where he adds to his world building, right, of One Piece. Thank you for your short, quick, and sweet review of Whole Cake Island. Right, now let's get into the questions, man. So first question that I've got for you, man, is Big Mom is finally revealed in all her glory in episode 786, if I remember correctly. I'll never forget that episode because it was an episode that, you know, I'll give my thoughts on it later, but yeah, it was weird. It was a musical, something that we never expected to see in One Piece. What did you think of her design and her character right off the bat, right, with the entire musical thing that went on? Just what are your thoughts on Big Mom, man?
Big Mom. Mama. Seeing her for the first time, I was like, hey, what's happening? You know, I was surprised that it was a musical. I was like, look at this. She looks ugly, dude, like freaky. You know that if you have nightmares. Big Mom would be like that nightmare creature, nightmare. But yeah, the first time seeing her, I was like, oh, okay, she loves singing. She's big, of course. And I see where she got the name from, Big Mom. She was huge, gigantic. I was surprised. The musical, and she eats, bro, glutton, pure glutton. I didn't like her design that much. It does add to the whole fear thing for me. But other than that, I don't like her, and I just don't like her design. So I'm not gonna say anything good about her. But the musical part, I was like, hey, this is different. This is cool, you know, like you mentioned earlier. This was actually very cool. Just that whole everyone singing there, even the plants and everything. I'm like, oh, I'm digging this vibe. Big Mom in general, like singer for the first time. Nah, it wasn't it for me. It was not it for me.
I guess people have different opinions with regards to Big Mom's reveal. But when I saw her, I was like, okay, like when I saw her, I didn't have any like reaction. I just wanted to see where it's going, you know, where this entire musical thing is going. And they singing and everything is fun, and you know, like I'm enjoying it until I actually start listening to the lyrics of whatever, you know, reading rather, because like, you know, sub. But like, yeah, and I'm like, whoa, wait, kill all the people, rob them, and I'm like, wait, what, bruh? What what's going on here, bruh? You get me? But like, yeah, dude, just in general, Big Mom, she is the biggest of the yonkos, as you said. Big Mom, she's big. She's a big mother with 83 children, right? If I remember correctly, it's 83 kids, right? But yeah, she is massive. She is scary. I won't lie to you. As you mentioned, you didn't like her off the bat. I think that I was like the same, but I've learned to enjoy Big Mom's character a whole lot. And we'll get to that after this. But second question that I've got for you, man, is obviously now while they travel to Whole Cake Island, they encounter a group, right, of powered, right, individuals by the name of GERMA 66. So, who are obviously related to Sanji just by looking at them. So, this is Sanji's arc, man. What were your thoughts? I think I'm going to delve into that whole Sanji arc a bit, but just what were your initial thoughts on GERMA 66 and what they would bring to the story, or rather the arc?
GERMA 66. For me, when I first saw them, I was excited. I'm like, what? Kingdom of Science. That's really cool, you know, because, like, you know, I'm a Dr. Stone fan, and science just intrigues me as a person, you know, this Kingdom of Science, this of science. I was like, oh, these guys got some science in here. That's really cool, Oda. It was amazing to see people flying shoes and whatnot, and levitating. And just seeing their powers, it was really cool, you know. I was like, hey, Sanji's got a cool family. Oh, they look alike. And the brothers are perverts. Oh, the brothers are perverts, you know. So I was like, this is definitely Sanji's family. You know, it's definitely Sanji's family. And the first time I get to see them, I was intrigued. I'm like, hey, where is this going? You know, where is this going? Because I was intrigued, like I said, man. Science, and science has no limits, you know. That's just my take on it, I guess.
The first time I saw them, bro, I'm not even gonna lie to you, I didn't even pay attention to, was it Niji or, no, it wasn't Yonji. Was it Yonji? I don't know, the guy with the green hair, that was the one that jumped on the boat as well. But like, the first time I saw them, bro, I'm not even gonna lie to you, I didn't pay attention to that dude. I was just stunned by REIJU, bro. I'm not even gonna lie to you, bro, like, REIJU, one of my best girls in One Piece. But, you know, thoughts on that aside. Now, like the next question that I have for you, my bad. The next question that I've got for you, right? Because I say I want to delve into this entire Sanji thing a bit. Firstly, what are your thoughts on Sanji's decision to leave the crew and come to Whole Cake Island, man?
Well, I agree with him 100%, you know. He's just looking out for those that he loved. If I was in his shoes, then I would definitely do the same. Flip. You don't want to get your friends into trouble when you could just, you know, settle it by just obeying, you know. So, like, for me, when I saw his decision, I was like, hey, it's understandable, you know. I'm like, dude, you're just looking out for your mates. You're looking out for your father figure. And I was like, you have to do what you have to do. It did crush me a bit, but hey, man, it is what it is.
Yeah, it was definitely, like, you know, unexpected, right? But as you mentioned, right, it's his family at the end of the day, right? We only found out when we got to Whole Cake Island his true reason for actually leaving, because everybody that he cared about was being threatened, right, by Big Mom. Right? Big Mom was threatening Sanji, you know, by saying that she's going to take these guys' lives or whatever it is. So yeah, I definitely get what you mean by he had to do what needed to be done. Right, but the next question that I have for you, man, is what are your thoughts on just his backstory in general, man? Because you know Oda's king of sad backstories. I'll give my thoughts on it after, but What were your thoughts, man, on Sanji's backstory?
You know, Sanji's backstory, for me, I was touched, you know. It was another case of daddy issues, you know. Just like Darby. His father had expectations for him and he couldn't fulfill them. But Darby's case is different. And Sanji's case is different too. But it was really sad, you know, just flip watching Sanji's backstory. For me, I didn't like, obviously, I didn't like it at all. It was just really, really sad being that black sheep in the family. And just, dude, the stuff that he went through, it just touched me, you know. Like, this kid, all he wanted to do was cook. He didn't want to be like everyone else, like his siblings and whatnot. He just wanted to be the person that he was, you know. And he loved cooking, and he wanted to learn how to cook. And he had his mother, and he was like the only human in his family. It's just sad for me just to watch that, honestly. It was really, really, really sad to see how he was treated. At first, I saw his siblings. I was like, they're just messing with him and let him be. But then this kid's getting beat up by his brother. And then he tells his dad to tell him to stop. And his dad's like, why should I? Disappointing. And the only person that was helping him was his sister. But she didn't want to be like, she didn't want to seem as if she was helping him, but she was definitely helping him. And the fact that he got locked up by his own father, and he said that, and he told everyone else that Sanji's dead, you know, that hit different, you know. That was flipping tragic too. But hey, he is the person that he is now because of Master Zeph, and I'm happy.
And for me, Sanji's backstory, like, he has the saddest backstory in all of the Straw Hats, for me personally. I know people say that Robin has the most saddest backstory, but for me, in all honesty, when I was watching Robin's backstory, it really didn't hit as hard as Sanji's one, man. As you know, as you said yourself, bro, like, the way he was just treated, bro, like, it's heartbreaking, honestly, seeing that, bro. Like, no kid could ever go through that, right? It's just not right, man. And as you mentioned, that Judge, now that you pointed it out, Judge is similar to Endeavor in the fact that he expected his son, right? He expected something of his son, and his son just wasn't like that at all. And the fact that they experiment on their kids, it's really, really sad, bro. But like, the next question is, right, it's clear, right, that Sanji is the anomaly, and Oda just shows us that Sanji was always, right, or he has always been a kind person, right, from the time that he was a kid, right, he has always been a kind person. But he wasn't the only kind person in his family. As you mentioned, REIJU, right, so seen helping him, but as you said, she didn't want to seem as if she was helping him, but she was the only one who showed a bit of any sort of care towards Sanji, besides his mom, of course. Yeah, man, by default, right, she's our favorite GERMA 6 member, right? So yeah, just like, what are your thoughts in general on that, right? The fact that these guys were experimented on and they don't have any emotions, but seeing REIJU show that she cares for her younger brother. What were your thoughts on seeing that specific scene play out?
For me, when I found out that these kids were enhanced or experimented on from birth, I thought they were like test tube babies, you know. I didn't think they were actual living organisms and whatnot, you know. I thought they were just like flipping, they put someone else's cells in this cell and then bam. But then when I found out that there was a real mother, I was like, oh, cool. Just seeing that, you know, I was like, hey, if REIJU has feelings, why don't these kids have feelings? Sure, it is mentioned that these guys don't have feelings, but then what if they're just not showing it, you know? For me, I was like, what if they're not showing it, or they just suppress it because they want to please their father? But then obviously later on it's explained why they were like that. But I was glad that REIJU actually did have emotion. I was glad that REIJU did show some softness or care for Sanji, because that means he had someone he could look to, you know. That was nice to see in this whole dark world. There was a beacon of light for him.
You know, you mentioned the thing about them having no emotions, and it was clearly shown when the wedding was, you know, upon them, and Judge was about to be killed, and his sons, they didn't really care. They really didn't care, and he saw the monsters that he created, and he was crying. Now, I understand to some people that was, you know, satisfying, but to me, I won't be satisfied until this dude's head is off, if I'm being honest. Now, like, this is the last question regarding everything with Sanji, like right now, with his family and everything. What are your thoughts on Sanji's decision to protect those who gave him a difficult childhood?
The crying part, when you saw Judge crying, yo, I was laughing. I was like, look how the tables have turned. Sanji choosing to protect those that gave him a difficult childhood. I think at the end of the day, family is family. You know, no matter what, family is family. You're gonna want to protect them. Even if you say you hate your family member or they've given you a difficult time, your family will forever be your family. Because, you know, family is forever, dude. Blood is thicker than water is what they say. And I think that's why Sanji did it. You know, because they also mentioned throughout the arc, like Sanji, well, REIJU mentioned that Sanji is the kindest person in the world. And seeing that, I'm like, hey, this guy is pretty kind and he's a pervert too, so don't forget that he's a pervert. But yes, he is kind, and choosing to protect those that gave him a difficult childhood, I was like, damn, he's being the better man there. Because, you know, obviously anyone, well, I'm sure Judge would have just left him. If it was the same case for Judge would have been like, why should I save this brat of mine, useless, good for nothing kid? You know, let me leave him to die. So I was glad to see that he did something like that, because that's what makes him Sanji, you know. That's what makes him Sanji, the person that he is. He's not that type of person, just leave someone starving or leave someone beat up.
Now, understand, right, that the reason why Sanji appreciates women so much is because they are the only ones, right, who showed him kindness, you know, when nobody else did. Referring to REIJU and his mother, you know, his upbringing. Plus, Zeph as well taught him that, yo, bro, you never lay your hands on a woman. On to the next question, right? We arrive and Sanji's soon-to-be wife is introduced. Luckily, Oda didn't troll us this time like he did with REIJU, right? But Pudding, in all her cuteness, right, isn't as innocent as we thought she is. Right, man, so talk me through your feelings, man, towards Pudding. Your feelings throughout Pudding, feelings towards Pudding throughout the arc, dude. Like, from the moment you see her to that specific turning point and her at the end.
I remember back at Fishman Island, I think we did see a glimpse of Pudding, if I remember correctly. And she seemed well, from the way Big Mom was talking to Pudding, I thought Pudding was the abused child in the family, you know. So I was like, immediately when we saw her again, I was like, hey, Flip, this Pudding person looks amazing, you know. I'm happy for Sanji that Oda didn't troll him this time and actually has a good looking wife, her wife should be. I was really happy for her. And she's willing to help the tribes retrieve Sanji. I was so happy for Sanji. I'm like, yes, your wife doesn't want to marry you, all she wants to, but, you know, she wants to do the right thing and help your friends out. That's amazing, you know. And she told her friends, hey guys, we'll meet at the seducing forest, or we'll meet at this forest at this time. And then bam, you know. And then, yeah, time progresses, we see Pudding, we see her true colors. I'm like, oh, so that's what you like. I was like, you witch, please get off my screen. Tracing, I was heartbroken. Just, you know, yeah, you know, just, that's what it's like, eh? I mean, sure, it's just animation, but still, it was just heartbreaking. It's mad giving his heart to this lady, and then she crushes it and makes a fool out of him. Part of their plan, if she rots in hell. But yeah, and of course, when we met her, you know, when Sanji like told her that, hey, your hidden figure looks amazing, I was like, hey man, what if this Pudding person was misunderstood? But other than that, I don't think I'm gonna really say anything good about this person. Honestly, from what I've said, I hate this person. Well, I just can't trust people no more, you know.
Right, so we've been going on about Sanji and everything surrounding him for a while now, but other people are actually making their way towards Sanji, right, and saving Sanji, right? So I've got a few quick questions, right, regarding that entire stuff, man. But the first one is, what were your thoughts, man? The first one is, my bad. What were your thoughts on that entire scene with Luffy and Sanji? Sanji, you know, doing that to his captain. By the way, that's something Zoro would never do. I'm just saying. Thoughts on that later, but like, what are your thoughts in general, man, on that entire moment between those two?
I think at the end of the day, this is shonen, and the power of friendship is that one thing that's always capitalized, you know, flipping exclamation mark, friendship this, friendship that. But honestly, Sanji did what he had to do. I mean, he was just trying to tell this dude to leave him, to let him be, in fact. Like, hey bro, I'm trying to do this for you, you know, I'm trying to save you guys, you know. He's playing the villain for a better role, you know. He's doing the wrong thing for the right reason. Well, there's no such thing in my opinion, but hey, I guess that adds to this point here, that he was just doing that to keep his friends safe. And I understand that, you know. Just here with Sanji doing that to Luffy, and Luffy's still persisting. I mean, it's Luffy. I'm not surprised that he didn't keep on going, you know. He didn't fight back, he just waited. He told him, I'll wait for you here. And this is where you're gonna meet me, you know. Just seeing that, I was like, hey, I don't really blame Sanji. He had to do what he had to do, dude. He's trying to keep these people safe. And he had to disrespect his captain and say all those horrible things. But Luffy knew, obviously, he didn't mean that, so yeah.
Man, when Luffy said, can't become Pirate King without you, that made me realize that this kid understands that he needs the people around him to achieve his dream. But on that topic that you were mentioning, you know, the fact that you don't blame Sanji. Well, dude, I do blame him in all honesty. Like, he didn't need to go as far as he did. He did not. There was no reason for him to go as far as he did with, you know, his actions. So I still kind of like, yeah, I've let it slide, but hey, bro, I haven't forgiven that guy for that. You feel me? But like, yeah, man. So I want to get into like the juicy bits, man. Wait, another question before I get into, like, I know, as I said, we're highlighting important, not important, but like key moments that happened, right? Key things that happened in the arc rather than discuss the entirety, discuss it in its entirety. So Capone Gang BEGE, man. How do you feel about that guy after this arc, man?
After this arc, of course, I was like, hey, what if he's really a good guy? What if he's really a nice guy? But then it was temporarily, you know, it was a temporary alliance or thing, you know, temporary thing. So I think for me, after watching that arc, I was like, hey, maybe I do have a place for him, or maybe I don't, you know. I'm still like 50-50 because like these are pirates. You can't trust pirates, you know. This is not a Achilles game.
One question before I ask you the one that's burning inside of me. Who's your favorite Big Mom, you know, kid?
My favorite, I think out of everyone, that's my favorite is obviously the man himself. I don't even have to say his name. You know who it is.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It leads me onto this question now. What are your thoughts, man, on Charlotte Katakuri?
Mad respect for that man. Mad flipping respect. Did not disappoint. You can really say that because the news just came through. The way they hyped him up and all the stuff that he did, in this arc was flipping impressive. I respect that dude. Katakuri. Even the fights. Oh my gosh. Even when you saw the glimpse of him, I was like, this dude. When you first saw him, I was like, this dude's gonna be a problem, you know, because everyone's like, oh, that's Katakuri. And then, this amazing guy. Flipping love it. And the fact, just when we finished off the arc and they showed us that bit that he went to beat up those guys that obviously, you know, did what to his sister. I was just happy seeing someone like that in One Piece. Just filled my heart, you know. I love that dude.
Katakuri, bro, like the hype surrounding him, dude. The first time we see him walking, you know, coming to the wedding and everything, and then just the reveal of him, and then you see his bounty, you're like, damn, bro. You're like, damn, like, bro, like, you lose your mind. Like, I personally lost my mind, man, because like he's one of my favorite characters in One Piece. And then the reveal, the showcase, right, the preview, right, before the big fight with Luffy, the preview that we got, I'm just like, dude, this guy's gonna be a problem, bro. But like, yeah, man. Next question before we get on to the main one. What were your thoughts on Big Mom, right? Her backstory, right? What were your thoughts on that? And yeah, just in general, what were your thoughts on Big Mom's backstory?
Big Mom, like I said, I don't like it at all. For sure, she has an amazing character, well, personality actually, amazing personality. But I don't like her at all. She's a flipping glutton, and gluttons are just not my thing, and she's greedy. But yes, seeing her backstory, I was disgusted. She ate her mother, and she ate her friends, dude. Like, bro, how do you not realize this? That how else do you have that power? Bro, your mama had that power, and you have it too. Don't you realize that you might have did something? And you know, just seeing that dude, the top chef to the top chef, that dude, just seeing the backstory, I was like, hey, he has a really cool devil fruit. I think that was flipping amazing devil fruit, you know. Making anything into food, that's really, it'll come in handy at any time, you know. You don't have to cook no more. But yeah, just seeing the backstory and just seeing how things were for her, I did feel sorry, but then, hey, this lady is freaky strong, dude. Bro, she one-shotted that dude, that giant belly, bro. Flip. Yeah, I mean, I hate her, but you have to respect her, I mean, with strength-wise and whatnot, but just, I'm still disgusted.
You know, Big Mom is a freak of nature. She was just born strong, right? As you saw, her real parents dumped her off on Elbaf, right? Which is, as you said, bro, like you really can't blame her for what she's become, right? Like her parents rejected her from the jump, you get me? But like, yeah, dude, just in general, man, like that Big Mom's story, it was you know, towards the end, it was really, really shocking. You know, it's one of those things where Oda likes to like leave us asking the question of what actually happened. But I'm pretty sure we're in agreement with the rest of the community that Big Mom did eat everybody, right? But hey, man, like as I said, besides her screaming wedding cake like 25 times throughout the entire arc, I really, really enjoyed Big Mom as a character, right? So now on to like the main question, and I want us to like chill here for a bit. But the fight between my favorite fights in all of One Piece, by the way, the fight between Katakuri and Luffy. What were your thoughts on that?
Katakuri and flipping Luffy. That fight was amazing. It was amazing. I loved it. You know, it was amazing. It was amazing. You know, the fight was just it was amazing. It just, the sister kept on getting in the way. Oh, his sisters actually kept on getting in the way. But overall, I loved that fight. Even though he's on the wrong side, I still respect him. You know, and flip. And just seeing Luffy's new form, I was like, oh damn! And you know, that fight alone, dog, it was just right, it was phenomenal.
You know, that fight is one of my favorite fights in One Piece because it's a fight that I really, really understand. Like Luffy and the way in which he won in that fight. It was a battle, in my opinion, from my understanding in watching it, it was a battle of wills, right? Because it was clear from the very beginning that Luffy stands no chance, right? Because Katakuri can obviously see into the future with his observation haki, right? The level that he's obtained, right? Advanced observation. And the way in which he was just fighting Luffy, bro, Luffy does something, he does it better, and he said it himself that I'm superior to you in every single way. So Luffy, in my opinion, in that fight, won the battle of wills and not the physical battle, because as you saw in the end, right, Katakuri, they both land, you know, their finishing blows, right? But obviously Katakuri gets up first before Luffy, and he stares at Luffy and he asks Luffy about his ambition. Luffy tells him that he still wants to become Pirate King. And from my understanding of Luffy defeating Katakuri, you know, defeating Katakuri, was that Katakuri gained respect for Luffy throughout the entire fight, and he saw that, you know, this is a guy who I can, you know, accept that I've lost to, because, you know, it's just, I really, really enjoy that, because they could have still gone. Katakuri could have continued fighting, but he decided to fall on his back, right, for the first time in a long time. Wait, apparently, right, he walked out of his mother's womb, so for the first time falls on his back and, you know, takes the loss from Luffy, man. So I really, really, yeah, I love that fight so much, bro. Like, but yeah, just on to the next question regarding the fight. What were your thoughts on Gear 4's Snakeman?
Yeah, I agree with you 100% with everything you said, man. Next time I should just interview you, man. You're stealing the spot. Come on, this is my time, not yours. You'll have your moments in your next video. And yes, just, you know, Snakeman. I was like, hey, it's new form. I thought Luffy had like one form. Obviously it was Bounce Man. But then when we saw that Iron Tank, I think it was called Iron Tank, when he was fighting that Biscuit dude, and then he had Snakeman, right? I was like, where was this the whole time, you know? Just, I think for me, like when I was watching that fight, really, it was like just seeing the person, well, Luffy improved, like you said, he won because of his will. Just seeing that, I was like, this is serious. You know, it's getting serious from here onwards. It's gonna be serious stuff. It's not gonna be child's play anymore. You know, and Snakeman, I don't really have much to say with it. I like the design, actually. I love the design. It looked amazing. You know, Flip, that actually looked way better than Bounce Man, in fact. Yeah.
Right. So my understanding, obviously, I loved the design for Snakeman, but like my understanding, like regarding Snakeman and the entire fight is, as I mentioned, like, you know, Luffy was inferior to Katakuri in every way, right? And throughout the fight, he obviously learns advanced, right, observation, just future sight. So he learns that, but it's not enough to defeat Katakuri. So what does Luffy do, man? He busts out Gear 4 Snakeman so that he can attack faster than Katakuri can see, right? It was effective, but as I mentioned, Katakuri picked up on it as well. But like, I really, really love Snakeman, like the design, even though, you know, it's similar to Bounce Man, but yeah, I did mention to you, by the way, that Luffy's got 3 forms. He's got 3 forms in this entire thing. But like, yeah, man, just to close it off, right, we finally, right, have a new member, right, of the Straw Hats officially, man. So what were your thoughts on the entire Jinbei moment?
Jinbei! Night of the Sea. It was so cool, dude. Like, what the hell? Jinbei couldn't. Oh, he just keeps on impressing me. He's too cool. Jinbei is just too cool. Because I remember he told Big Mom he's gonna leave the crew, or he's gonna stop being a subordinate, if I'm not mistaken. And then the first time she was like, okay, cool, let me spin this wheel. Whatever happens, you know, I take that part of your body or whatever. And that's apparently that wheel was rigged. So I was like, oh, cool. So this guy backed out, and all the people were like disrespecting, oh, Jinbei, they caught him out to sea. He's such a coward. When I heard the citizens say that, I was like, what the flip, bro? Why? Who these citizens think they are, bro? It's Jinbei. How can you call him a coward, you know? Then obviously we let it happen. And then he does it again at the wedding, when he's like, hey, I'm gonna leave. And then she's like, okay, life or death, right? and then Big Mom closes it, and then Jinbei just stares there, bro. And I don't see this dude's soul coming out. I was like, oh, and you know the music was playing, dude. The music, the very, very strongest, the very strongest is playing, dude. And I was like, damn, and this guy's face is so serious, dude. And everyone around him was like, what the hell? You know, it was like, he's not dying. And just Jinbei, dude. And I really hope to see him in Wano. Honestly, I know I just went on about flipping Jinbei, like hyping him, but still, I just really hope to see him in Wano. I just love that, dude. Honestly, I don't know, you can't hate on Jinbei. It's like, damn, bro. Flip.
Man, when I saw that, when they were playing Zoro's theme for him, I was like, nah, bro, you deserve it right now. Like, I was just as hyped as you are. I'm like, bro, man is standing up to Big Mom, a young Ko, bro. Right. I'm not going to talk about Luffy versus Big Mom because we both saw how that ended, right? Big Mom didn't even attack. She just blocked and Luffy got knocked out of Gear 4. But like, just in general, man, like Jinbei, that's when he earned my respect. I'm not even going to lie to you. That is when he earned respect. I was just like, nah, bro, this dude is worth joining the crew. Says it himself, I'm going to be a part of the Pirate King's crew. Why should I fear a mere Yonko? Damn, man. Damn. I know we didn't talk about certain things, right? Like Pedro's death. I don't want to talk about Pedro's death because my thoughts on Pedro's death is obviously that this dude was being stupid. It was unnecessary for him to sacrifice himself. Try to slow them down, whatever the case is. But yeah, man, just in general, right? Do you have anything to say before we wrap this all up? Right.
I actually do have one thing to say regarding the Zoe video that I'm sure everyone else has already seen. Well, yeah, whatever. If you haven't seen it, then check it out. But yeah, the one thing I forgot to mention in Zoe was Mr. Miyagi. All the Karate Kids fan will just flip and beat me up if I didn't mention that. But Mr. Miyagi was in Zoe. I'm done. Thank you, Blitz, for having me. Flip, Jinbei is an absolute legend.
No problem, right? But thank you for all of those that, you know, listened and watched up until this moment. You know, the next time we will be back here is when Miss, right, finishes the Reverie arc, right, which he should do pretty soon, and we will upload that video pretty soon. So yeah, man, he is on his way to catching up to Wano. He is right there. He's on the borders. He is about to enter Wano. Guys, right, we wish we could have started this entire series sooner so we can just follow him throughout his entire journey of One Piece. But yeah, man, if you made it to this up until this far, right, we thank you. Right, we really do thank you. We appreciate the support in all ways, shapes, and forms, right? For liking, disliking, for subscribing, for sharing, whatever it is that you do, right? Regarding our channel, we appreciate it very, very, very much. And Miss, man, you know what you always say.
Like I always say, What you know about anime, boy?